Hey, what up? It's Austin, back for video number 3, and I'm really excited to share this video with you guys today. So, congratulations on making it this far. Now, the first two videos we touched on the basics and what type of men are attractive to women and how you can be one of those guys and get rid of the neediness. So, now you're almost ready to go on this date. But in this video, the importance comes in with the type of traits that the successful men have in order to get these hot chicks. So, just jumping right in, here are my 8 traits that will guarantee success on a night out and help you achieve success when dating or get a hot girlfriend. Number 1, of course, is the vibe. So, remembering when you go out, the women speak indirectly and men speak directly. So, a lot of times men will speak logically to a girl when they're speaking emotionally. So, that doesn't tend to work very good. So, you have to get on her level and speak, light-hearted and fun. And that's why it's important to be fun and playful, because she's looking for her emotions to be amped up so that she can invest emotionally in you. So, um, as men, we are direct and can talk about anything and get deep with our friends, but women do not enjoy the same way of interacting. This is why before I go out, I try to get myself in the best state as possible so that it transfers onto the girl and she has a great time with me out. Whatever you feel, she'll feel. I focus on the vibe and feelings and I have a plan. So a lot of times this can sound this can sound overwhelming, but it's not. A lot of times before I go out on dates, I barely even focus on the date. But after I have the plan, I have an idea of what I'm going to do, or I know where I'm going and all that. After I have the plan, then I don't focus on it because that's a bad way to overanalyze things. So what I end up doing is a lot of times I'll spend time with friends beforehand, or I'll work out, get myself feeling good, get that pump feeling in the gym, or I'll do an activity, I'll listen to music, I may go play a round of golf, a short round if it's, if I'm needing energy for later, or just go to hit a bucket of balls. It doesn't have to be a full round. But yeah, just find something that you like that really gets you in your zone. And a lot of times that helps you bring the vibe, because instead of having to create the vibe, which is what you ultimately want to get good at, while you're still learning or starting out, sometimes it's just better to do what you know that will get you in the vibe so that it just carries on to the date. So that's number 1. The vibe is the most important because the emotions that you have with the girl are going to be what make you stand out from the other men. So if you have better emotions with the girl, you're gonna be the guy that gets her versus another guy she goes on a date with. So vibe is up here. Now what's number 2? Number 2 is confidence. Confidence is one of these traits that women find super attractive. The way you show confidence is by feeling assured by yourself and leading the interaction forward. Women love a take charge kind of guy. And if you're the guy, and to be this guy, you just want to be the one that makes the reservations and sets everything up so that she can take the passenger role. And say you call to set up a date, with the girl, don't say, I don't know, what do you want to do? Or what do you like? Instead, say, hey, there's this great little Chinese place or Italian place. Be ready at 8 and I'll pick you up. And that works so much better. And I've had girls tell me they loved how I set up the date, and how I was kind of a go getter, or how I took charge. So a lot of times women will thank you for this because so many men just don't have the. It's not that men don't have it. It's just a lot of times men, and especially when I was younger, it's like the people pleaser mentality. It's not that we don't have to take charge. It's just a lot of times I think we were just not told this stuff, so it didn't come naturally. And once you hear it though, and the nuances become crystal clear, it's like, oh wow, well I can do that. It's no problem. But no one ever told you. So a lot of times guys are just trying to be polite and just trying not to piss the girl off. But it's silly when you think about it. Like that's why it doesn't even make sense. But yeah, a lot of times it's just guys. As guys, we don't want to. We're playing it safe when we don't want to pick and let the girl pick because we think if we pick somewhere she doesn't want to go, that she'll just cancel on us or flake. But that's not usually what happens. Um, so you just want to set up a plan, set up reservations, tell her, let's try this place, or I've been dying to try this place, and be ready at 8 and wear something nice. And, the other guy asking her that's kind of unsure of himself and keeps asking her what she wants to do will likely be flaked on due to lack of confidence. So typically, what I do is I'll give the girl also an either or, so that way you know that she likes the place. So if you're wanting to be like kind about it and you don't necessarily, care where you go, a lot of times I'll say pick Italian or Chinese, and then I'll have two places. And if she picks Chinese, we'll go to the Chinese place, or if she picks Italian, we'll go to the Italian place. But the good thing about this little trick is it allows her to pick the one that she's more interested in. So you have an idea that she's going to like that place. So it's kind of like you were assertive and she'll thank you for that, but also it kills two birds with one stone because you got to be assertive in the man role and she also got to choose. But yeah, sometimes I just give two, at most three options to the girl, and that tends to work out pretty well. So you just want to be a guy that gets it. At this stage of the game, girls are just looking for guys that just can lead, and leading is so important. So um, leading and confidence go hand in hand, but I would say that confidence and leading, you need both of those traits to be for her to feel emotions for you. And so once I've done this, I'll call ahead of time, and I'll call the girl ahead of time, and that way we can set up the dinner date, and I'll say, hey, put on something nice, and we're gonna go to either the Mexican or the Italian place at 8, and then I know the younger generation likes to text a little bit more. There's nothing wrong with texting if like that's all they do or something, and like that's like you've never really called before. I mean, I don't know. I've definitely, like, beforehand when I first met these girls, I was only texting them, but I called this last couple girls, and every single time I call them, they always thank me. So you stand out when you call to set up the date. Now I know if that's not your thing, if the younger generation wants to text, you can still set up the date that way, but you just stand out more when you call. So there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to stand out, just call her to set up the date. I've had girls thank me for calling, so it did make a difference. As long as you have prepared the night for y'all out and lead the way on the date, you will succeed in conveying confidence. Now, the third trait is being playful. Teasing her is a great way to break the ice on a date and get the ball rolling. I usually tend to joke about things like what she orders and tell her I'll show you how to order or something like that to that nature. And or if there's something that catches my eye in the venue, I make an observation that allows me to bring it up later as a callback. As long as she's laughing and you're making her feel emotions towards you, that's all you need to do. I have very observant humor, so I might not have the same humor that you guys do, but as long as you can make her feel like it's a you and her type of date, and like make her feel like you'll have this connection and maybe like some inside jokes, that's gonna go that's going to help you vastly when creating like a type of like dynamic where you and her have a thing. So, and after the date, she'll associate you with these good emotions. I mean, who doesn't want to have more fun, right? Also, a side note is that this is why guys think they have everything on paper better than other guys. But if a guy can make a woman light up and feel something inside, he will get the girl more than the guy who has it all on paper going for him every single time. Number four is mood and adding to the vibe or amplifying the vibe. It's important to keep yourself in a good state and keep adding to the fun so that the girl remains in a positive mood. Having a good time and just spending time relaxing and getting to know her better while enjoying yourselves. Likely after this type of experience, she'll want to do it again, or she may ask for a relationship after a couple of these type of dates. Remember, whatever you feel, she feels, which is why it's massively important to get yourself into a great mood so this can rub off onto the girl. All right, number five. It's my favorite. It's called having game. Is the trait. Guys who have charisma can get women to emotionally invest in them. Charisma is just using words in a way that shows you have game. If you could always say the perfect thing in every situation, you would get the outcomes you always want. The best charisma is a combination of all the points above, but specifically points one and number three. Women want to feel a wide range of emotions. That's why they like to watch sad movies, soap operas, cry, watch true crime about serial killers and stuff that scares them. This is why they like to experience some of those negative emotions too. I'm not opposed to watching something like that if I have to. However, I just usually stick to adding to the fun and amplifying the vibe with positive emotions in the beginning or early stages because I think it's easier to connect. But the point of this is that you can connect with women in many ways on the emotional level, or more ways than one. Trait number six is personality. Letting her get to know you like a book, one page at a time, mysteriously, and letting her peel back a page or layer, maybe one day at a time. You don't want to let her know too much too soon because that way women get bored easily. You want to let her get to know you slowly, though. You don't want to reveal everything in one day because then they'll get bored and want to move on to the next. So it's important that you stand out from other guys and you show her if you can teach a girl something. Women love that, especially like something they didn't know. That would be something very cool that would help you stand out. A lot of these are generalities with women, but we have to have a general guide to understand the majority of women. Now, not everything I say will work with every single woman every time, but this guy, from my experience, will give you results with about 90% of all women. And I had pretty good luck with 9 out of 10 women, so I think that's a pretty good batting average if you do the math. Now, your personality is the most important thing to set you apart from other men. Women want to experience you and see where or if they could fit in your lifestyle. We are all unique, and if you can learn to lean into your personality or default state you are in when you feel the most like yourself or true to yourself, you give the woman an opportunity to see what life would be like with you. When you're looking for something long term, your personality is what you want to structure the relationship on. As you grow with your partner, she'll want to uncover more about you and peel back the pages or layers. Slowly show her, but not all at once, so you keep her interest level high. Show her what you're about. You may be an outdoorsy guy, or you might be a studious guy who loves to read books, or just show her what you like so she can see where she can fit in. Guys that want a girlfriend, here's a cheat code. Remember how you feel the best with your default self, and for me this is key, like, because girls will want to test you to see what type of guy you are. For guys, you might be the jock, the cowboy, the rock star, the artist, or creative. Just give her a taste of what you are so she can know where she fits in that role. Now, number 7 is looks. So, looks, while for some girls, looks can be enough, most of the ones I've found go for many other traits than just looks. And a lot of them go for personality being a big one. However, it's good to have your own sense of style and wear nice fitting clothes and take care of yourself through diet and exercise. Shower regularly, shower regularly, and have good hygiene. You know, if you go out, put a nice shirt on, bring a change of clothes if you're doing different activities or staying at her place in the night. Remember, we like when women dress up too, so obviously like they like the same, and this will help you stand out based on your own style. And this leads me to the last trait, trait number 8, spontaneous. So a lot of times guys, when they go out on dates or just through the monotony of the work week, they just do the same routine over and over and over. But I'm here to tell you guys, you can break the normal monotony up of the week by mixing things up, such as where you go to eat, the activities you choose to do on the weekends, or you could flip going out from the weekends and go out on the week instead. You could get her something, not just on the occasions. And one of the best ways to do this or to break up the monotony is to take her on a unique date, especially the first one where the other guys have not. For example, I would take my first dates, or I took this girl on a first date when I used to live close by the beach, on the beach for a picnic. And the girl was impressed with it, and she said no other guy had done that before, because she said most of the time guys just take her on dinner dates or stuff like that. And we had a great first date with an amazing view, so it added to the fun and it created a great atmosphere for everything to go right. Also, being spontaneous and in the moment can create fun scenarios. I remember when I was on one of these dates, I took this chick to an open venue after dinner, and they had live music, and we just walked around, and there was a movie theater there where we caught a movie, and after we just had different options for dessert, and it just kind of gave us something to do because it was like all in this little area where there's just a lot of different things going on. So um, that's why it's just good to kind of plan ahead and just know what each venue has. That way you have different options in case things get kind of boring, or to prevent them from getting boring ahead of time. Now, if you can master all 8 of these traits, I guarantee you will have no issues when taking a girl out or demonstrating you get women regularly and can have a casual relationship, a girlfriend, or long-term relationship. This is the experience that all women want, and the best thing to do is get really specific with your goals, because once you do this, you'll have your pick with women. So it's the best to know what the plan is for the dates in your future, and that's these traits. If you can master them, you'll be ready to go out on a date and you'll be ahead of the game knowing these traits. Now, in video 4, we'll be discussing my favorite skill and game of all time. It's a little bit more advanced, so it may be too difficult for some of you guys, but if you're at intermediate level, or even if you're a beginner, I welcome you to check it out and just enjoy your dates and come back and see me and let me know how everything went in the next video. And I look forward to delivering the most important message in game. So this is Austin signing off. Until next time.